Hello guys, we are here to answer a very important question about this game. Can you actually make a decent looking female character? Well, lucky for you, the answer is yes. It's actually not that bad. It's definitely a setback from like Dragon Age Inquisition, or most of RPG games that's been out there. Although I would argue that Mass Effect is an RPG. I would say it's much rather a space shooter or something like that, but of course, as most games, it has RPG elements. But yeah, still, like, character creation could have been better, let's be honest. Like, it's not the best. And, well, female RYDER is not the prettiest of sorts either, is she? And she has some crazy eye animations and all that just... Man, it saddens me a little bit, but without further ado, jump into some customizations, I guess. So you don't want this, it's not the best, is it? Let's go custom. And I will make a male version of this video as well, because the males, they can be kind of interesting as well, let's just say. But the basic thing is, you can Google like female proportions or anything like that. It will help you out to make like a decent looking female. But you can start with any of the heads. You can make any of them look semi-decent. But like one of the easiest to get decent looking female out of, I think, is the head 9. This one. So you want to select that. Yes. And now we want to go into customization. So the ugliest thing about this one, and most of the females actually, is just the makeup. I mean, what the fuck is that purple with green eyes and all that shit? So before we start anything else, you want to go into hairstyle, pop this to be bold so we can actually see the face. And then you want to go into eyes first and decide, makeup. And just get rid of all this shit. Just get rid of it. We don't want it now. We'll come back to it if you want to put some eyeshadow on. Sure, you go ahead. But for now, just don't want any of this shit. Well, maybe some lipstick, because otherwise she does look a little bit dumb. Even the lipstick is, well, I'll show you why it's a little bit funny. I mean, I don't know what they did here. It's just bad. Let's be honest. It's just bad, okay? It's not great, but... yeah, so start with this. See, already looking much nicer. So I'm gonna go into face, and well, skin tone doesn't really matter. For some reason, all of the skin tones have a really red nose. Apparently, RYDER just well, she loves to drink occasionally, I guess. I don't know. Let's just look at that red nose. It's kind of, yeah, it's a thing. It's kind of like Rudolphy a little bit. But yeah, you can go basically with any of the skin colors. It doesn't really make a difference. You don't really want to go with this, because I think, orange is the new black and all that. But this was a little, I don't know, it's a little too orangey for me. But yeah, like some of them are pretty yellow looking like this. It doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. I prefer some darker skin colors, so... And this one's a little bit red looking. This one's kind of grey. As again, it doesn't really matter too much. So we'll just pick something, like, I don't know. Let's make a darker looking female. Like that. That's kind of orangey, actually. That's looking better. There we go. Because why not? Bro! Okay. Okay, bro. So, this is a really important thing. Also, Joel will be in a second. So it depends on how masculine looking female you want. If you want like a really sturdy like soldier type, you wanna like lower this down to like 6s or 5s or whatever. And I think I'm gonna make like a strong female character right now. And like a kind of a masculine looking female, right? And you wanna give her a bit of brow. Like around there maybe. It makes her look a little more masculine and badass, which of course we want. Alright, cheek height. Again, you want it pretty high, because usually it makes people look pretty. High cheekbones is a thing you want on your character, so pop it pretty high up, and then width. This is basically how fat she'll look. We can make her look like that, but of course we don't want that. You can make her look all Angelina Jolie, but again, it's a little too much. So some like in the middle ground, some like 7 or 8. It's totally fine here, doesn't really matter again. Cheekbone width, you don't want to make her look too crazy with this, because yeah, again, she can look pretty fat. So let's go with, but again, if you want that, go ahead, but it won't make her look pretty. I'm trying to make a pretty character, so we don't want that too much. You can leave this at 10 actually, it doesn't look too bad, so let's go with that. Okay, chin is pretty important, because for some reason they gave females a huge chin. I don't know why, it's a thing though, so you wanna pop this up a little bit. See already like how much cuter she looks and more feminine. The more feminine you want her to look, the higher up you want this, and the smaller chin you want in general. But I'll go for like a 13 or something like sorry, something like that. There we go, it's looking decent. Chin depth, again, you don't want a leafy character because that's just a no-no. You don't want the 10 because it's a little bit too in, but again, this is more feminine. If you want a more masculine character, you want to amp this up a little bit so the chin pops out. And chin width, let's go with, I don't know, make that a little bit wider as well. Again, more masculinity. Less is more feminine, more is more masculine. It's like the base rule here. Jaw width, really important one. So this is where you can go all Angelina Jolie, as you can see. If you want that, it makes her look really, like, you know, determined and heroic and all that shit. So mess around with this. Higher up, again, more masculine. Lower down, as you can see, more feminine, more nice, more V-shape. So again, we're making a kind of masculine lady, so we're gonna pop that up to like a 17 maybe. So already she's starting to look semi-decent, right? And the chin, I think, can use a bit more power there. There we go. Perfect. Also make sure you constantly turn your character, because it might look good from this angle, but if you turn her like this way, she might be all messed up. And again, you can look up like female proportions and that sort of thing on Google, and according to that, you can choose what to do. Okay, like this is the most important thing, I think. The eyes look horrible. I don't know why they went with these eyes. I don't know why you can't choose an eye shape. You can't do it. So we'll need to make do with what we have. And there's some crazy eye animations and eye popping out and all that shit. So we want to get around that. And to do that, you basically want to reduce eye depth quite a bit. Pop those eyes in there. Relatively far, actually. And we'll accumulate for this, so don't even worry. Like, pop them down to like, I don't know, like a 7 maybe. The next thing is, females for some reason have a tendency to be cross-eyed, kind of. Like this lady is like really close in with the eyes. So eye height doesn't really matter too much. You want it generally in like the center of the face, so that's kind of okay-ish. Right there, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with it. It's pretty good. If you turn her this way, you want the eye to be like in this little crease here, right? That's what makes her look prettier. And again, lower down, more feminine. Further up, more masculine. See, just by that, her whole face structure changes so much. So I'm gonna make her eyes a little more feminine, because we went a little overboard on the whole jaw structure. I still want her to look feminine. There we go. That's pretty good. Eye depth, again, you want this lowered for sure. And eye width, now, this is the most important thing. Like, for some reason, her eyes are like really in there. Basic, see? So what you want is for a third eye of this size to fit in between them. That's like the base rule of like beauty, quote unquote. So you want to like make these look further apart a little bit. See right there. Maybe like that. You can take a ruler, you know, measure this, but I don't really care about it that much. See, that looks alright, I think. So we go down to mouth, lip thickness. Again, if you want her like super juicy lips, you can do that, but again, we're making her more masculine, so we go for like a 14, I guess. Mouth height doesn't really matter, you can, you know, do whatever, but generally keep it in the towards the middle so she doesn't look like weird. Like, oh man, that looks great. Okay, so keep this towards the middle to make her look pretty. Mouth width, you don't want a wide mouth because the speaking animations are really over the board, just out there crazy. So you want to lower this down to like a 7 or something like that. And generally you want the edge of the mouth, sorry, to line up with the pupils, like right there. If you draw a straight line down, you want it to be there. So try to go with like a 6 or 7, and that's gonna work for you great. Mouth depth, pretty important. Again, speaking animations are crazy, so whilst this might look nicer now, like having it further out there, you want this a little bit lowered because when she speaks, her mouth will be all over the board. It's kind of crazy. So that will, you know, work fine. And already she's starting to look pretty nice, right? Look at the wide cheekbones and all that is making her face really like structurally intact, let's say. Okay. Nose height doesn't really matter. Again, if you want to make her look like really fierce and warrior, make it like high up. If you want her to look more feminine, make it like further down. I'll be fine with the middle there. Nose depth, pretty important. Makes her look more feminine if you drag it in more. See that? She got like -5 or -10 years from her age, which is 600 something. So you wanna you know, edge that down a little bit. But yeah, like more feminine again. Like look at that. She's basically like 20 here or less. More out there, you know. That's just gross, ugly. Don't want that. So lower this down to like, I don't know, as much femininity as you want in your character again. Nose width, same thing, you know, less wide, more feminine, more wide, more masculine, blah, 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 blah. More actually African American. If you want to make a black lady, definitely like go overboard with nose width and nose size, because they tend to have a pretty big nose. So let's just amp this down a little bit as well, again to like balance out the masculinity and the femininity in her face. Like we give her pretty feminine eyes, but very masculine jawline and, you know, all that. So nose size, it's just as, you know, you want to make her look Michael Jackson, you can. But middle ground is pretty good here. I'll go with it like that. So again, like lower down, more feminine, further up, more masculine. It's just a base thing, you know. And try to keep these in the middle ground, because otherwise she'll look like like Squidward, basically. Or yeah, like an orc if you like drag it all the way up. Like, see, just kind of like orc impish. You don't want that. So try to keep these towards the middle ground and mess with them. But again, nose can make a huge difference, especially from the profile, as you can see here. So much more feminine just from this option. You see that? Drag it down to 6. Much nicer. Alright, so there we go for the nose. Now, hair, your choice. Most of the hairstyles I think are pretty fugly. That's fucking ugly. So, I don't know, man. They just, I don't know why they do this. They make it look like she has a helmet underneath or something. It's like really like puffed up, like pompadour hairstyles. Like look here, look. It's fucking great. I mean, this is one of the better ones, I guess. But again, like your choice, whatever you want to go for. This one, just no. This is actually quite a nice one. I might roll this on my main character, but I will roll out. It looks decent, you know. It looks nice, I think. For this one is again pretty decent looking. Kind of a femme shepherd look. This one is again like really tall, high pompadour. I don't really like it too much, but again, like, go whatever you want. It doesn't really matter what suits your character. Of course, if she's more feminine, you probably don't want to go with this, for example, but mine is more masculine, so I'm fine with this. And someone please count in the chat how many times I said masculine in this video, because I'm guessing it's quite a lot. Okay, very important. Don't give her blue hair, please, for the love of God, or purple, or any of these. They just look so ridiculously ugly, and shadows don't seem to work on them that well. Like, look at this. It's just, it looks like she's getting her head just blasted with light from all directions. It's not good, man. Don't do it, please, okay? What works best is like these dark browns. They look very natural, actually. It's kind of nice looking, so try to aim towards these more. Okay, don't please just don't pick those. It will make her look so ugly. It's not nice. So try to avoid those, please. And as I can see, wait, her eyes are actually a little bit low right now. So let's go back here and give her some height back on the eyes. There we go. That's better. So back here, eyes, again, because of the crazy eye animations, you want something pretty dark, I would say, so she doesn't look that crazy. And the general rule of thumb with eyes is the outer iris color should be darker. Like, see that? How much more life her eye got? Like, look, if I lighten it up, it's like her eyes are dead, right? And the, like, basic female character, RYDER, has this going on. It just makes her look dead inside. So when I gave her like a nice dark outer eyes, look at that. Look how much more life she got out of that. So definitely go with like a dark outer iris. And I would go with like browns. You can make it work with blue. Definitely. Possibility. So if you want blue, go with something like that. And then inner iris, you want to give her a lighter color. See there? How much more life her eye got. So if you want her to have a blue eye, go with that. I prefer a brown eye, so I will pick something like that real quick. Darker outer, and let's give her a... and again, don't go like pink and all that shit. It won't look natural, it won't look nice, so please don't go with that. If you want to make her look pretty again. If you just want to, you know, have fun with it, sure, but this is all about making her look pretty. Alright, so that's looking pretty nice already, I think. I'm quite happy with that. So you don't really want to give her any of these. You can, but it just, they look so bad, most of them. And it will just make her look dumb. I mean, this one is pretty good. If you do want to give her eyeliner, go with the ones that make the top of her eye, the top eyelid, pop out. Don't go with like bottom line, bottom eyeliner, because it makes her look like a ghoul or something. It's not nice, so I prefer to not go with anything here. And of course, for the colors, always go with black. Always go with black. Because the rest will just look really dumb. Eyeshadow, you can give her some, but most of these look like, again, like, why would they do that? They make them look so weird. Okay, so the one you might want to go for is either this, and lower the opacity down, and of course pick black. So see there? It makes her eyes pop out a little more. You can go with that, but again, like, it's not really necessary. Like, see, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It just makes her eyes look dirty, which I don't think you want. I don't want anyway. Lipstick style. Okay, this is okay. Wait. See that? Why? Just why would you? This is the basic lipstick style, okay? It makes her look like the Joker. What the fuck? Okay, this one's kind of nice, like Emperor Palpatine kind of deal. It's pretty good. Some of these look alright, but like, you know, don't. If you make it, yeah, it's more Emperor Palpatine. So, you know, you can have fun with this if you want and make like a female-looking, very female-looking character. This one's alright if you just lower the opacity. See there? This one's okay. Gives her some shine. But I don't go with the basic one because it just... You get these lines on the edge and in-game they will show up and it will look so dumb. I actually quite like this one, so I will go with it actually. It looks pretty cool. I quite enjoy it. So there we go. That's not bad. Gloss, don't want to go too crazy because it will make her, again, mouth look like so unnatural. It won't look nice. There we go. That's not bad, is it? Alright, blush. Don't give her any blush because they look dumb. Just why would you? Don't do it, okay? Just trust me. Okay, scars. Scars look they can look pretty cool actually on a character. Like I very much like these hexagonical ones. I usually go with this because it looks pretty cool. And you want it lowered down a little bit so it doesn't really look like a gash and looks more like a scar. I don't know why they give it this red color. It doesn't really look like a scar, it's more like it's a fresh wound, right? But I usually go with this because it looks pretty dope, I think. But again, like, this is entirely your preference, like whatever you want, really. And I don't like most of the tattoos, so I don't usually pick them. And that's pretty much it, I guess. Yeah, there we go. See? She looks alright. Look at her profile from front. So you can definitely make him look okay. You just need to have like the knowledge of how to make traditionally pretty face. Of course, you know, this can be so all over the place. Like something that's pretty for me might not be pretty for you. But there's like a general baseline. If you Google it, just write in like a female proportions, face proportions or anything like that. Like many graphs will come up and you can follow those and make her look pretty alright actually. It's not bad. So hope you enjoyed this, guys, and it helped you make a decent looking female rider. Again, I will make one for the males as well, so if you want to check that out, it will be uploaded shortly after this, I'm sure, so go ahead and do that. And otherwise, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and as always, have a good one. Peace, bye bye.